So now I am walking back toward the middle of Hillsborough Center, and there is the Valley Bible Chapel offices building on the right. So unlike many of the buildings in downtown Hillsborough, it appeared to still be functioning. So I looked it up on the internet and saw a group of photographs of the people involved with the Valley Bible Chapel. And I guess it's a church. Down a little ways is a house apparently for sale, and it has a large inflatable turkey in the front of it. And the for sale sign has been pulled up and is leaning on the side of the house. And next door to that is a yellow house with what appears to be black mold growing on the side of it. And it has two storefronts in the front of the building. And looking in the window, it appears as if they are reinforcing the top floor with support columns. And they are installing new walls. There is what appears to be black soot in the front of the building for some reason. Okay, if you notice, there are corn stalks placed on this building, and the building is empty and currently being renovated. And what is odd is that there are these corn stalks placed in front of all these empty buildings all around downtown Hillsborough. And this suggests that the same group or entity owns all these empty buildings in downtown Hillsborough and feels inclined to decorate these buildings with corn stalks for the fall season. However, there appears to be black mold growing all over the side of the building. So they have what looks like black mold all over the side of the building, and they have black soot on the front of the building, right above the doors. So I find that a little bit unusual, unless whoever is fixing the place up to potentially sell has mold growing all over the building That could be confused with the soot conveniently located in the front of the building. So I am now going to return to some earlier footage that was taken in August of 2018. I am walking down Bridge Street, which is also called Route 149, toward the Contoocook Mill apartment building. And I believe that this is some of the more affordable apartments in the area. And as you can see, there is a millstone in the front of the Contoocook apartment building. As you can see, the phone number at the Contoocook Mill apartment building has been changed on the sign. Someone has come along with sticker numbers and covered up the original phone number on the sign. What this suggests is that the apartment building has been sold or taken over by someone else who has a different phone number than the original owners. And instead of buying a new sign, they decide to keep the old beat up sign and then get something like mailbox numbers to stick across the original sign. So this process highlights that the business has changed hands and the new owner doesn't take any pride in acquiring their new building, even so much to get a new sign that proudly advertises their new business office and phone number. It honestly looks like a low-class sleazebag has acquired another building that he or she really doesn't care about. On this road, about 1 mile down, is the Oxbow campground. Yet before I get to that, right across the street from the camp is a house with a rock mound that looks very similar to the rock hut on River Road that was shown in part 1 of this series. So I don't know what this is, but it looks like it may be a fire pit. And on the front is set a millstone. And I find it odd that the Contoocook Mill apartment building, which is less than a mile down the road, has a millstone in front of it as a marker. And right near that apartment building is a stone hut. And then, for some reason, someone right down the street has decided to combine those two things and decorate their yard with a rock mound with a millstone resting on top. So if that was the only thing out of the ordinary in this area, I would tend to dismiss it. However, based on everything else that I found in Hillsborough, I believe that this is some sort of symbolic expression to link the Contoocook Mill apartments and the rock hut, both of which are less than a mile away. The person also has an old red ambulance parked in their yard that says Pennacook Rescue Squad. And right across the street is the Oxbow campground. So I got a brochure when I was over there, and they advertise that they are a family place and they do not like a lot of noise. There is nothing unusual about the brochure. It seems that they are open to the public from May through September, and then they have a calendar where they advertise that month's activities. Based on photographs on their website, it seems that many of their customers use RVs or camper trailers, and then they rent spaces with access to water and electricity. The only thing that stands out as unusual is that the owners have what is called a Gadsden flag on their flagpole, and that is a yellow flag with a coiled rattlesnake that is getting ready to strike. On the internet, it says that historically, the flag was used by Continental Marines during the American Revolution, and the Continental Marines protected naval ships with rifles. However, today, I believe that a lot of veterans use this flag to represent their loyalty to the Marines or to the military. I often see this flag, for example, on bumper stickers that often accompany many other bumper stickers that boast that the person was in the Marines. In my opinion, symbolically, this flag is something like a warning, and it threatens outsiders to stay away or else they will get hurt. And the flag's motto is "Don't tread on me." In my opinion, this marks the campground as something less of a family place that they advertise and more of a military enthusiasts nexus. Last, driving another 2 miles up the road on Route 149, you cross into the town called Deering, and there is a house that I believe is on Old Country Road. And what is strange about this house is that it looks in pretty good shape. The lawn is cut and everything is neat. However, on the other half of the property where the garage is, everything is in a state of disarray. There's a great deal of weeds growing all over the driveway and in the area between the house and the garage. The weeds are not high and unkept anywhere else on the property. It's only like that around the garage area. There are 2 Ascend kayaks left on the driveway and filled with water, which is most likely rainwater. And the water appears to have been in there for quite some time because it looks murky and appears to be turning green. Leaning on one of the kayaks appears to be a boat motor. This is a very strange scene because who would leave 2 nice kayaks out in the middle of a driveway to fill up with rainwater along with a boat motor that could also be damaged? It seems like something came up, like maybe an emergency, which made putting the kayaks away properly an impossibility, judging by the water that has filled up the kayaks and the tall weeds growing all around them. I'd say that the kayaks have been left like that for quite some time, maybe for a month, if not more. If there was some sort of emergency where the family could not return in a week or 2 to put everything away properly, then why is the grass being cut and the house apparently cared for? And if someone is employed to cut the grass and maintain the property, then why have they neglected the kayaks sitting in the driveway? If I was a landscaper employed to work at their house and there was some emergency where the people had to leave for a while, they wouldn't even have to ask me to put away the kayaks. I don't think it would take more than 15 or 20 minutes to empty the water out and then take them behind the house somewhere and then turn them upside down and stow them away properly. So it is very odd that the house would be left in that state, almost as if it is left on purpose to be a strange spectacle of neglected kayaks. It's like a point has been made by whoever is caring for the house to leave the kayaks out on display to fill up with rainwater and left in that state until the weeds grow up tall around them. So whatever landscape company is maintaining this property is completely out of their mind. Between the garage doors, there is a small pile of ripped cardboard and styrofoam. And then leaning on the garage door is something that I cannot really make out, but it is a black metallic object. And the garage roof looks discolored toward the front end, which may be black mold growing on it.